At least I think we're live. It is August 18th, 2025, and we have some cool things to talk about this morning, or this afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it is where you are watching. But I hope you're all having a good day so far. And in the event that it is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. In the event that it's already tomorrow for me, which would be August 19th for you, then I hope you're having a nice Tuesday. But for probably most of us, it is Monday the 18th, and yeah, we've got some cool news to go over. We've got Gamescom happening this weekend over in Germany, and there are some cool things that are starting to come out from what we think the event will give us, including Resident Evil 9, and there's more to it. We've got PAX West coming up very soon as well. And of course, you are here to speculate on what is going to happen at tomorrow's Nintendo Direct. We've got some people in here. Adam Brush, Michael Gutmann, Small Little Man. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Hope you're having a good morning so far. Dang. Summer is wrapping up, and we've got some cool things. I mean, check it out. This weekend, more like Wednesday, Gamescom. Oh, wow! Miraidon 785, you are now celebrating your 1 month as a PGN white belt? Very cool. Thank you. You are a part of the OG class. Yeah. You are a part of the OG class. Very cool. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. That's cool. Hopefully this feature gives you the opportunity to write a highlighted comment, but whether it does or doesn't, I see the highlighted nice green banner wrapped around your name. Miraidon, if I said that correctly, I hope so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Miraidon 785, thank you for being here. Joanne or Johan S. Release date for Kirby Air Riders? Yes. Ooh, Miraidon, yesterday you got to play Pokemon Legends ZA demo? Oh, tell me about it, please. Wait, at the Anaheim, California Pokemon event? Talk about it. That'll give us some extra context. I want to know. Okay. Oh, let me get Michael Gutmann's comment too. But Miraidon, I definitely want to hear from you, and I think the chat would appreciate too, probably, some of your hands-on feedback with the game. Like, okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. Michael, Nate thinks the Direct for Kirby Air Riders means the game is coming out in September. I personally strongly agree with that. I agree as well. I don't think a long gap needs to be there for when this game gets like a full Direct and a release, you know? We've known about it for a while, but we've known very little. Like when they showed it off in, April at the Nintendo Direct, it will be 5 months ago by September. That's 5 months of people knowing about it, knowing very little, just having a 1-minute trailer without even any gameplay. But all it takes is like one thorough Direct, which is happening tomorrow. That's one of the big things that we're talking about today. 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a 45-minute or so Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct. And I think that they are going to go over, Mr. Sakurai, that is, the release date, gameplay, some history, a look back at Kirby Air Rider for Nintendo GameCube. I think a drop of the original Kirby Air Rider for GameCube on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack service for Nintendo Switch 2 owners. And this game's got to have some kind of story mode, multiple racing modes, online, maybe some voice acting and incorporated in some way, whether it's announcer, some kind of narrator, other characters, beyond Kirby going, hi, and stuff like that. We'll see. It's also good because you can probably plug, coming later this month is Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition with the Star-Crossed Allies, DLC expansion, and you can incorporate a little bit of that in this presentation also. Okay, we're getting a lot of comments. I want to try to get all of the comments as they come, and also talk about what we're going to talk about today. Let's see. Okay, I still want to get Radon785's feedback on Pokemon Legends ZA. But let's see what else we have. Small Little Man, I'm surprised Metro Prime 4 still hasn't gotten a release date. So on that one, yeah, I'm surprised too. We've known about that game forever. We've known about the reboot for a long time. And we actually saw the game finally for the first time June of last year. Although that was before the Nintendo Switch 2 was officially revealed. So I could see why back then they didn't give us a date for it. But, by the time this April rolled around, especially when we got to play it at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience, and another Nintendo Direct, and now, that's a little bit of a surprise to me. How come we haven't received the release date on that? But I think it's going to come November 20th. I think in September we will have a grand Nintendo Direct. September 3rd would be sweet. Between September 3rd and September 17th, a grand Nintendo Direct, and then that would have the final, well, I don't know, final, but the release date trailer for Metro Prime 4 Beyond. Let's see. The demo for Pokemon Legends ZA is split into two parts, ZA Royale and Rogue Mega Absol Battle. The Rogue Mega Absol Battle was a little bit more challenging. And we got new footage of it last night. This 4-player split screen mode, and if that has online rankings, that would be even cooler. We'll find out. Brian C, hey, welcome. Not too surprised everyone's worried about it, but the game is getting a date next month. Pretty confident that... Oh, you're talking about Metroid, yeah. Jack F123, I'm hoping it has a story mode. I hope so too regarding Kirby Air Riders, and I think it will in some regard. Michael Gutmann, what do you think of Kirby Air Riders? Okay. Confirmed to have a ranked mode with online rankings. That's good stuff. Jack F123. I think we'll have a 40th anniversary direct in September. I don't know if we'll get a normal direct as well. Okay. So we've got so much to talk about. First up, this Wednesday, in 2 more days, Gamescom 2025 goes live. And we're already starting to get some hype behind the scenes. One of those things being Resident Evil 9, potentially confirmed for Nintendo Switch 2. We'll see. There are some banners floating around at the event. You've got Nintendo's booth over here. You've got Capcom presence there. You've got some marquees up top. Could Requiem be indeed coming day and date, or at least in development in some capacity for Nintendo Switch 2? I definitely think so. The RE engine is very capable on Nintendo. Nintendo platforms are very capable of holding it. I mean, we got Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake for Nintendo Switch, though cloud versions. But now Nintendo Switch 2, much more capable. Maybe getting native releases of 2, 3, 4 wouldn't be bad. Of 7 and 8 as well. Do they want to go physical for all of them? Or digital, or game key card, or just skip them out entirely? I don't think they'll skip them out. But 9, having an actual release, not a cloud release, I think it's likely at this point. Let's see. You're all speculating on the Nintendo Directs. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you in just a moment how I think it's going to go down. But first, not only is August 20th the Gamescom, but August 29th will be PAX West. And that's shaping up to be a pretty cool event as well. I mean, we're going to have people on hand. Technically, I could go to this event too. It's just up north a little bit from me. I mean, I'm in California and it's in Washington. I went 2 years ago to the Nintendo Live experience in Washington, Seattle, Redmond area, which was connected to PAX West. So it was kind of a part of the overall PAX West, but it was its own thing too. And Nintendo Live was awesome. Um, but I don't think I'm gonna go. I mean, I'm not planning on going yet. It would be neat though because, friends are going to it and it's not that far, so it's doable. We'll see. We'll see. RH, hey Paul, thanks for the loner. You're welcome. Funny. Um, let's see. That was distracting, but funny. Okay, let's rewind. Tomorrow, what do you all hope to see from Kirby Air Riders? I see story mode in the comments section. Do you hope the story mode has like an open world that you could traverse? Missions that are not just racing based? The ability to go off of your vehicle? Different playable characters? A cooperative experience in the world? Any platforming? Anything from the games like taking enemy power-ups and opening up things in that kind of way? Linear based missions advancement? You want to see some side-scrolling stuff? Open world, 3D exploration? Do you want it to be in space, on land, both? Release date? Let's see. We've got release date in here. Open world city trial. Linear story mode, kind of like a Sonic game. All right. I want it to be clearly only for Switch 2 and not Switch 1. I think that's going to be a thing. RH, hi. Vita Libido. Is this a leak or rumors are confirmed? Oh, this is legit. No speculation here. Nintendo announced earlier today that tomorrow will indeed be a 45-minute Kirby Air Riders specific Nintendo Direct led by Mr. Masahiro Sakurai. I think by them having a Nintendo Direct that beefy tomorrow for one game, and some people are like, well, how come Mario Kart Tour didn't get a full Direct? Mario Kart Tour didn't really need one necessarily because it was available for play at the April experience in Los Angeles, New York, other cities and countries around the world. Mario Kart is such a big franchise for Nintendo anyways. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was played by tens of millions of people. And even though Mario Kart World had a big new open world mode, 24 characters on screen at once, etc., by seeing enough of our footage being played out there, by having a key spot in the initial Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct in April, being a launch game, having a little bit of a presentation beforehand, 45 minutes wasn't necessarily needed. Kirby, though, it's smaller. It's been longer since this game. Well, this game's predecessor came out, Kirby Air Rider for Nintendo GameCube. And it could use more volume in a presentation to let people know, like, hey, this is why you need to check out this game. This thing's packed with content. And that's why you're going to get a 45-minute presentation. But yeah, it's happening tomorrow. If you're tuning in right now, it is at 6 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 45 minutes, live streamed by Mr. Masahiro Sakurai, the director of the game. It's going to be an in-depth look at it. Yeah. Crossover characters. Good speculation. Crossover characters, as in like Nintendo characters? Like Link and Mario and Donkey Kong and stuff? Oh, snap. That would be really cool. I think personally that Mario Kart World will eventually get like a Legend of Zelda expansion, maybe 6 months in, 9 months in, something like that. And not a world as big as Mario, you know, because Mario, that's his game, and that's a very big world for Mario. So no, you wouldn't create a whole Zelda area like that size, but 6, 9 months in, you've got a Zelda area. 6, 9 months later, maybe you do have a Donkey Kong area, something like that. That's a way how you could introduce new characters, new worlds, keep this game fresh for years. That's a lot of effort. Would some of it be free? Some of it be paid DLC? I think that would be fair to have a little bit of a combination of both. But what if Nintendo's idea isn't to have Mario Kart be the one that ties in with all other franchises, and it's Kirby Air Riders that does? Like, you have a Lilat System tour, and you get to fly in like Star Fox kind of related environments, classic Star Fox stages or new Star Fox twists on classic environments from the series. So therefore, Fox McCloud, he's a part of the roster in Kirby Air Riders. Like, that would be really cool. And Link, like, okay, they're not going to do this whole Zelda thing in Mario Kart World. No, they're going to be, hey, we're visiting Hyrule Field in Kirby Air Riders, so like Link as a character. Like, this could be a very different direction in how to differentiate Mario Kart and Kirby. Now, Mario Kart's the bigger one, so in some ways it's the more logical decision to say, hey, go with Mario Kart as the central hub of all of these Nintendo franchises that you could like make pop, like go into the world of Samus Aran, go into the world of Metroid. But what if Kirby Air Riders is that? All right, we got some more people joining the chat. Sean Black. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome, Sean. Let's see. Robbie Rains. Hello, Paul. Hi. Welcome. Johan S. Or Joanne S. You got to tell me. I want to say it right. I hope DLC. I hope we get DLC, too, for both games. A lot of people not familiar with Kirby Air Riders. Never played it before. Vita Libido. Yeah, see? So, like, it's a good reason. It's makes sense to have a 45-minute presentation. Jude Kerman. The reason it's a larger presentation is because Mr. Sakurai likes to go very in-depth like he does during the Mr. Sakurai Presents for the Super Smash Bros. Series. Yeah, like also true. He is thorough. There might be a good amount of screen time with him showing the controller and showing what you could do with the right analog, the left analog stick, how you could play in Joy-Con mode, how you could play in mouse mode and even like tilt the controller down in mouse mode to grind or drift, Let's see. Jude also said, Nintendo always does game-specific directs only a month or a couple of weeks before a game comes out. I think it releases late September, early October. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So since we're getting this presentation on the 19th, I could see a September 25th release date. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 weeks. 5.5 weeks would be enough. But October is definitely also possible because you've got Kirby Air Riders, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which we don't know for sure yet whether it's the end of this year or early next year because we just know it's this winter. And we've got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So those are 3 pretty key games for Nintendo Switch 2 that are on the way. And Splatoon Raiders. That one has no date yet. That's kind of a lot. You don't want to cram them all together. You want them all to have room to breathe, right? Michael Gutmann, don't have too much time this morning. Gonna go. See you later. See you later. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit. And Brian C., do I think it'll get a September release date? Yes. Okay, so I think we're caught up. We're caught up on the chat. And I'm just looking online right now, seeing if there's anything else that happened to be, put up in the last 20 minutes since we've been live. Oh, for those that might not have already seen it, I mean, this isn't coming from Nintendo or anything, but I put up a brand new gaming history video today for August 18th. This little new shorts series has been pretty fun so far. The first day I kicked it off with, well, I could have gone with a game, but it was notable that on that date, the Virtual Boy came out, and that same date, several years prior, Sega Genesis came out, both in their United States, North American releases. So that's what I kicked it off. Most of these are probably going to be video game based. But today, I did a Mortal Kombat one because Mortal Kombat, the movie, came out 30 years ago today, August 18th. So still gaming history related, just not a system or game release, but a gaming movie. Different cool movies come out all the time, but on the YouTube side of things, I cover mostly video games and martial arts. And with this countdown series, it's specifically, video game related. But if a video game comic book launched on this particular date, that could be in here. A system, obviously, a console, obviously. And then as you saw with today, Mortal Kombat movie. Let's see what else we got here. Skipler, J320. What a way to start the week. Yeah, super cool. Wild Wrangler, hi. Hello. Jack with the question, have you got another countdown series planned? Yes, I do. So, 1, 2. There are 2 immediate countdown series that are in development. Gina Baby, hi. The 2 countdown series will be happening soon, but aren't quite what you think. September 3rd is when one's starting. September 7th is when the other is starting. But they're both going to be a little bit different than what you're expecting, kind of. I don't want to give too much away. You'll see. You'll see soon enough. Yeah, you'll see soon enough. And then I'll tell you this at this time. I will be doing a Pokemon Legends ZA countdown series, but that one's not starting just yet. Let me see. I gotta refresh my memory. What is the exact date for Pokemon Legends ZA? It's October 14th, I think, or something like that. October 16th. Close enough. So that will happen eventually, soon enough. But yeah, that game's looking solid. I'm gonna have a Nintendo Switch 2 version, a Nintendo Switch version. The game was made in mind to run on the Nintendo Switch, so the size and scope, the level of complexity in the game is going to be what the Nintendo Switch could handle, and then just made better for Nintendo Switch 2, running at a higher frame rate, higher resolution, some better textures, some better draw distance, faster load times, that kind of thing. And that's okay. That's all that it needs to be. After all, Pokemon Legends Arceus several years ago was a really fun game. So if the base Nintendo Switch version here of ZA could run comparable to Arceus, I think most people would be happy. And if on NS2 it's just that much better, awesome. Let's go for it. That's another 10 million like guaranteed seller right there. Let's see. Imagine if we got a different kind of Mario sports game in the future where it focuses on martial arts. Ah, that would be sweet. That would be cool. At one time there was a Mario sports pro wrestling game in like pre-development. That would have been kind of cool. Fast, frantic action, Mario and Bowser, Luigi, wrestling in the ring, coming down a walkway. Would it be too violent? Would it be too much of, a rip on like the WWE, WWF formerly, formula? Maybe not. I think they could have done it. That could have been cool. But like a martial arts game, I mean, we've had some, dabbling of that in like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Of course, there's Smash Brothers, very different. But yeah, give me Mario and Luigi and Co. in a karate gi or a taekwondo dobok or something. That'd be pretty fun. Small Little Man Legends Arceus looks like an N64 game, though. LOL. As someone who grew up in the Nintendo 64 era, no. There's a lot more sophistication in polygons in Arceus than in, something like Pokemon Snap, for instance. Overall sophistication of models, draw distance, size, textures, fluidity of camera angle movement, clarity on screen, resolution, frame rate in some cases. Yeah, Arceus was fun. Not the prettiest looking game, but quite fun. Brian C. gets suplexed by Toad. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Gaming Mariner. How are you? Good, thank you. Have you ever gotten so mad at a game before that you threw your controller? No, but like pretty close, kind of. I guess there's certain games over the years that so frustrating to have lost, or like you squeeze the controller a little bit. Never a chuck across the wall. Maybe like a holding it and like hitting my lap, but not really. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty chill. I'm not really like a get too angry, get too worked up kind of person in general. So definitely not a throw. Yeah, and at most maybe like a hit my lap. So I haven't broken a controller in rage or anything like that. No. Jack, another game idea I've had that I wish they'd make is a Mario and Luigi game made by the team that made Split Fiction and It Takes Two. Oh, wow. That could be really cool. Split Fiction was so good. I just beat it a couple of weeks ago with my wife. We actually have multiple save files on the Nintendo Switch 2 for that game because my son has a file in which, on his file, most of the time I'm his player too, sometimes my daughter. On my daughter's file, oftentimes my son is the player too, and sometimes me. And on my file, it's been my wife that's been like my player too the entire time, with a little bit, okay, either one of my kids would play a little bit as the player too or something like that. But yeah, we've got 3 main files going on. I just beat mine with my wife, and then my kids will probably beat theirs, soon enough anyways. But it's such a good game. The Mario Luigi, that idea though, I could see that. That would be cool. I'm sure they could do a lot. The game is so creative. It's so inventive. There's so many different gameplay mechanics, different styles of movement, and such a good story as well. The voice acting, I gotta love it. Split Fiction is definitely whatever version. I mean, we played on Nintendo Switch too, but any version, I'm sure. Game of the Year contender. Lily Young, hi peeps, hi. Brian C. The one boss in DK had me pretty annoyed. In Bonanza or in which Donkey Kong game? Kirby Air Riders. Yeah, Bonanza. If you're joining now, one of the big things we're talking about today is the Kirby Air Riders 45-minute Masahiro Sakurai led Nintendo Direct. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Beefy. We're also talking a little bit about Gamescom going down this Wednesday, August 20th, and PAX West, which will start up on August 29th. And we're already hearing some cool things potentially coming out. We know certain things like, hey, we could get to see Elden Ring running on Nintendo Switch 2, being played by people on the show floor for the first time, hands-on with that game. What is it like? Newcomers to the title, what is it like for them? People who are, well versed with like a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X version of Elden Ring, what is it like to them? That's basically going to be the equivalent of me at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in LA playing Street Fighter 6 and Cyberpunk 2077. Particularly Street Fighter 6, something I had a lot of experience with on both PS5 and Xbox Series X, ironically. How did I feel going hands-on with SF6? And I loved it. So I think, in my opinion, I was a good person to talk to about, hey, Street Fighter 6 impressions. You played it at Nintendo Switch 2 live? Or the experience? Tell me about it. Because I knew a lot about it. Cyberpunk 2077, a decent bit about it to give you fair analysis. And I'm looking forward to people's impressions on Elden Ring. I want to hear both